Welcome to PC Gaming Tech Summary. I'm your host, Gamer, and today we look at the new NVIDIA 4000 series of graphics card. Are you going to be able to take one of those graphics cards and just put it into your computer? Well, what kind of wattage is required? How is your PSU going to handle the power from these new cards? So I don't think I can get 4090 into my system, because that's going to take 600 watts just for the video card. Wow, a lot of people don't even have a power supply that's 600 watts. And how about the 4080 then? Okay, well, that's 450 watts. Again, that is a lot of power. Wow. So I predict that external graphics cards, external housings for graphics cards, are going to be hopefully more available over the coming years. It's only 6 months to launch. Is it lunch? No, launch. Oh, now I'm hungry. Okay, so in particular, people with laptop computers that want more graphics power, have purchased these external graphics cards. You need mostly a Thunderbolt 3 connection, which a lot of systems don't have that. So you need to know whether or not you can add it onto your motherboard. It's a super fast 40 gigabyte per second connection, or 40 gigabit, I forget. Anyways, yeah, so it would be nice to have a unit. It's got its own power supply. It's got a brand new 4000 series graphics card already inside. So it's all been tested and ready to go. And then that way you don't have to muck around with the wiring on your computer. Well, question is that going to work well? Is the information going to travel fast enough? Is it really worth it? Are you better off just rewiring your computer, or having somebody that's expert in that field do it for you if you're worried about it? Or maybe having an external graphics card you can plug into the wall and you can move from here to there to everywhere might be appealing. Well, I've had a look at the market and I'm not very impressed, to tell you the truth. There's not many options out there. You have to be very careful, because a lot of these boxes are quite old, like come with 1060s and that kind of thing, and only PCIe Express 3 and all that kind of thing. Well, these 4000 series cards are supposed to be PCIe Express 5. As far as I know, there aren't any external graphics card units that have PCIe Express 5. So if you were to put it into an older model, then the speed would possibly be cut down. So, so I predict there'll be more development in this area, because there's bound to be people that are interested in this. People really don't look at this because of the speeds involved, and you know, you want to have a good connection. So it'd be nice, you know, to have some demos on video, on YouTube or whatever, okay, so we could see how it works. That would be nice. It seems like Gigabyte is one of the big players that's been developing things. Yeah, So I imagine Asus may be not far behind, but we need more players in the market, we really do, because I think these things will sell if they work properly. And if they can handle 3-slot graphics cards, massive, big graphics cards, okay? So we'll see. So we need to have a look at how do we calculate the power that's being taken by your computer system. Now you can go to a hardware store, to a do-it-yourself building store, whatever, buy a little plug that's got a meter on it. So you just plug your main power strip or whatever into that thing, your main computer cable, whatever you want to monitor as far as watts, and then that'll give you, you know, a readout of how much the system is taking. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, but not everybody wants to do that. So there is a way to estimate it. Okay, so we're going to look at a way that you can estimate the power your system uses, and for instance, without a graphics card, so you can calculate everything else. And then, okay, now this graphics card's going to take so much power, and et cetera, et cetera. You know where I'm going with this. So without further ado, let's get into it. Well, how many watts are these cards going to use? Well, we've got rumors, lots of rumors. So take everything with a grain of salt, please. So the 4070. So I was quite curious, will I be able to put a 4070 into my current rig? Well, rumor is that the TDP, the thermal design power, will be 300 watts. Now, if you're going to overclock, then you'd want to tack on probably another 10%. So you'd want to be able to reserve 330 watts for the 4070. Well, what about the 4060? Well, that's rumored to be 200 watts. So that's probably very doable for most systems. Okay, so we will have a look. So just for curiosity, I compared the 3060, which is what I have, to the 4070. And look, it's almost 3 times the number of cores, the tensor cores, and the ray tracing cores, over 3 times. So that would be a very interesting card to have, to say the least. So it's always fun to plan for these things and think about them. The RAM is rumored to be between 12 and 16 for the 4070. Slight possibility it could be DDR7, but I'm not sure if that's going to be available in time. All right, let's have a look at how to calculate the watts. So what I have over here is some of the numbers that I've put together. So I did Cinebench for a minute, and that used 200, the maximum watts that it used was 214, only 45 watts for the 3060. For the video rendering, I took a video that was 3 minutes and 30 seconds long and rendered it, and it took a minute 27 to complete that task, which is amazing. And that's, of course, with the 12700K. And the maximum watts was 162. And when I played Metro Exodus Enhanced, which has got lots of ray tracing in it, I actually used 151 watts on the CPU. And the GPU, which is rated 170 watts, I used 193. So just gives you a bit of feel for things. So let's go over to PC Part Picker, okay? So what we can do is we can pick parts, and it adds the watts over here, the estimated wattage. Now, one thing you can do, which I've done, is I've got another different browser open with PC Part Picker open. So you can actually do a part at a time if you feel like doing it that way. So for instance, it says the 12700K is going to use 190 watts. Well, I know with Cinebench, obviously it's going to use a bit more than that, but that's okay. So if you wanted to see how many watts your cooler uses, so I've got the 240R, and there we go, we add that. Definitely watch my videos on that before you buy that thing. Okay, that is 15 watts. Okay, and my motherboard. Okay, let's put my motherboard in, and then I'll take the cooler away. Press the X, and then you can get the 70 watt figure. Okay, so that's how you can see the estimated wattage of your system. Okay, so once I put them all together, I've got everything in there except the graphics card, and that gives me 344 watts. Okay, I need to add maybe a few more watts for the CPU, that kind of thing. Basically each SSD and each NVMe, it estimates 10 watts for each of those. And okay, so we'll go look at the figures. So I've got the CPU cooler, the motherboard, the RAM taking 29 watts. I've got 4 NVMEs, 40 watts. And when you do the case and the PSU, it doesn't give you anything. Okay, so the CPU at 190 gives me the 344. So if the GPU, the 4070, is 300 watts, let's say it's 330 watts. Okay, that's going to give us 644 watts. And I have a 750 watt power supply, so I'm good to go. All right. Okay, so this is a way where you can estimate your watts and plan for the launch of the new NVIDIA series at the end of the year. Starts in September. The 4080 and 4090 will be released first. The 4090 600 watts, 4080 450 watts minimum. Well, if you'd like to see some more tech videos on a wide variety of subjects, and you want to keep in tune with what's happening with all the graphics cards that are going to be released this year, well, all you have to do is subscribe and you'll get notified when those videos are ready. Thanks for joining us here on PC Gaming Tech Summary. Don't forget, you'll be seeing me in the next video.